Hello everyone, this is PerfectManus, and in today's lecture we'll be going forward with our first VFX and how we'll be creating it using Niagara system. So we were done till last. We have already been set up this level and we have created a maps folder in your 01 underscore Niagara. Some of you have asked that how we will be seeing that Unreal Engine folder here. So by default, it's turned off now. You simply have to come up here. You click on this one and you have to just click engine content. So everything that you find in other folder can be shown here on the previous versions. So yeah, you can do that here. So we won't be focusing on this one now. We'll be focusing on how to create the first VFX. For that, we'll be creating a new folder called VFX and we'll be going in it. There's one more thing you can do it instead of just getting stuck here. Okay, you can close this. You can press Ctrl and Shift together to see this appear, and when you click somewhere, it will again hide. Other than that, instead of going in content and Niagara, you can simply right click on this one and you can add it to favorite. Now you close this one and you just simply see your favorite folder here. So I'll be using this one to quickly navigate between these options. So I have to move forward with the VFX part. I come up here and by right clicking here, I'll be seeing all these options here. So the one that I'll be using is Niagara system, and we'll be using the normal empty Niagara. So it will be our first Niagara system 01 emitter. So we'll be studying how our emitter works and how we'll be able to see it. So we double click on it, and then the Niagara system will open up the settings. So this is how you can see your Niagara system. So sometimes whenever you're creating some VFXs, you can see it up here, and sometimes you don't want to see it with some background. So for that, you can simply come up here and you disable this show environment, and I'll be choosing much more darker value for this environment, so the kind of effect that I'll be creating will be much more visible to me in this black folder instead of using an environment. Okay, I'll be seeing the flow wherever I'll be putting my effects on. Okay, so this is the kind of flow that we have here. We can also see their grids, so we won't have to always go in here and see how they looks. So once we have it here, we will be creating a new emitter. So we click on add emitter, or what we can do is add minimal emitter. Okay, so by default the minimal settings emitter will be having it here, and for the first one, okay, we just hide it. We don't need these grid lines or the flow, so we'll be previewing it here. Right now, as we have discussed in our first lecture, that the role of these emitter spawn, emitter update, particle spawn, particle update, I'll be just revising it a little bit. So emitter spawn is basically like when you're starting with some settings, or when you're starting with your main spawner. Okay, it's not basically the particles that have been produced, it's the emitter that is producing that particular particles. So it will be at the exact time when we have that emitter into our system. Okay, so we won't have to change anything in the emitter spawn, because by default it will be working with your system. When you come up here, there you'll be seeing all these options, so you don't have to use any of this for now. we'll be focusing on emitter update. So once you have an update emitter into your system, after that how it will be working, okay, before producing some spawn particles. So the emitter here have its own settings. Okay, this one, you come up here and the life cycle is automatically on the system is basically infinite when it is selected to the system one. If you do it on the self, you can define it to repeat some effect for infinite times, or you can set it to once or multiple times and you can fix it. Okay, so it will be spawned once, the one I will be creating, and loop duration will be infinite, so it will keep on happening and there's no fixed amount of time. Or I can just click on the infinite. The similar setting, then this is the system, is basically the infinite system. When you're seeing your system or whenever you're opening your system, it will by default run. Okay, emitter state infinite, basically when you click it here, every modules it have inside it, those settings will be shown directly here, or you can just simply click on one of the modules and just see their own settings. Here we have to spawn something, so we'll be using spawn burst instantaneous. Once I click on this one, I'll be seeing this white dot. Okay, so this is your sprite render by default. This is the render that we'll be working with for now. There are a lot of renders. You can just simply click on this plus button. You can see the compound render, decal, geometry cache, light render, mesh, ribbon, sprite, and volume. For now, let's just focus on the sprite render that have been selected by default. You won't have to change any of the settings for the renderer. For the emitter update, here it's 1. So if I increase it too much, let's say I make it 100. Okay, so you're seeing that it start to kind of glow. It's basically that all these 100 particles, there was one particle earlier when it was 1, so they are spawning at exact same time. Okay, there are different modules will be changing the time between their spawn, and they all are spawning at the same moment. So you won't be seeing those separately right now. Okay, to make it separate, once your spawn update is done, okay, the number of particles, the number of things will be spawning. To make it spawn and to make some changes onto it will be coming onto the particles. So right now, once is emitted, okay, or that one particle have been shown in an environment, these two things will be creating changes to it. So this is the one which starts onto it, and this is the one which makes an update while it's running, okay, while it's there with its lifetime. So here we'll be assigning a life to it. We'll be assigning a 5 second of life. So every spawn will stay there for 5 seconds, and after that it will disappear. Then coming on to here, okay, we have sprite attributes. It's right on side. We'll be setting it up to uniform. So this is the place where you can increase or decrease its size. Okay, we'll be keeping it to 10 for now, and then we don't have to make any more changes for now. Then the other one that we'll be doing is we'll be clicking it here, and we can either make it appear in a loop or in a particular space, okay, or we can make it appear and disappear. Instead of suddenly, we can make it disappear with kind of effect. Okay, so let's see how it looks in our environment for right now. So let's come up till here somewhere and let's place it. Okay, so we come up here and we'll place it here. This is the one that you're seeing right now. Okay, so when I moved it, those particles appeared. That's why when I move it to some other place, those stayed at their own places. Okay, when you see it appear again, it will take 5 seconds to disappear. But the main thing is you won't be able to see it disappearing. The reason being is when you come up here, the lifetime it have is 5 seconds, but the spawning duration time is 1 second. Okay, so in every 1 second it's getting spawned and it's staying there for 5 seconds. So let's keep it there for 0.5 second maybe. Okay, so its life is 5 seconds, and every 1 second the new emitter or the new particle is spawning. Okay, So now every 1 second those 100 particles are suddenly appearing and they have a lifetime of 0.5 second too. So 0.5 second there's nothing there. That's why you're seeing it as blinking. If you don't want to see it as blinking kind, okay, we have some settings here in the particle update. So basically we'll be assigning the kind of thing it will be happening onto our particle once it's spawning. Okay, so this called scale color, which helps you to make it disappear slowly. Okay, so once I click on here on this drag down option, this float from curve, so it's making it disappear. I will be clicking on both of these by clicking on Control A. Okay, and then we have the kind of animation that we'll be following it with. So for that there are a few keys you can press, or you have these templates. So I'll be making it smoothly disappear once it appears. Okay, so this is the one that will be creating it as smoother. Or we go back and we simply click on this one. The shortcut key is second, means 2, to make it smooth out. Okay, the main issue is the lifetime, so let's increase it to something around 2 seconds. And the lifetime is also 2 less, so we make it also as 2 seconds. Okay, so you make it disappear within 2 seconds. After that the new one right after appears. Now we can see it here as this one. Okay, so our first particle have been made. The things that we have learned here is how to set it to infinite loop. Okay, that it will keep appearing. Then we have how to make a lot of particles appear all together. Then the second thing is we have changed its size and set the lifetime for it to be there in the space. Then we have updated onto its appearance time, so it will appear suddenly. One means it will appear suddenly, and slowly it will go on to 0. It means it will disappear slowly, but it appears directly with its original size. Okay, so that was all for today's class. In next class we'll be focusing on how we can make it appear within some particular area, not on the same space.